I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel Move It Movie. As today's movie porter, we are moving an action movie, Wrath of Man. There's also a surprise at the end of the video, you will need it while downloading the movie. A star vehicle for Jason Statham at his meanest, Wrath of Man is one of Guy Ritchie's best directed movies, and one of his most surprising, at least in terms of style and tone. Gone is the jumpy, busy, light-hearted, buzzed bloke in a pub telling you a tale vibe of film like Snatch, The Man from UNCLE, King Arthur, and the like. In its place is voluptuous darkness, so sinister that you may wonder if its main character is the devil himself. This character is named Patrick H. Hill. His co-workers at Los Angeles' Fortico Armored Car Company call him H, which sets him up to be sort of a Kafka character, a nearly nameless cog in a societal machine. H is a rookie on the job. He reads as a surly, socially inept, uncommunicative lump. He barely passes the driving and shooting tests, and his resting face is somewhere between brooding and seething, but his supervisor Bullet hires him anyway because beggars can't be choosers. Morale has been low ever since a daylight heist became a bloody public shootout that claimed multiple lives, including 2 Fortico guards. Adapted from the 2004 French film Le Convoi, aka Cash Truck, and borrowing the basic outline of the story, Wrath of Man is a time-shifting neo-noir crime thriller, filled with tough, sometimes violent men, gangsters and former combat veterans, mostly, with a smattering of security guards and cops. Ritchie and co-screenwriters Ivan Atkinson and Marn Davies suggest that H could belong to any of those groups, or might be something else entirely. We instantly suspect he's not the man he claims to be even if we haven't seen the trailer. In H's very first scene, somebody says his name and he replies a half-second later than he should. Then the film lets a couple of major characters suspect the same thing, and then a couple more, until it becomes a regular topic of discussion at Fortico, along with jokes about somebody on the team being an inside man for armored car robbers, which seems plausible given how often their trucks are attacked. From there until a third of the way through the story, Ritchie and Statham treat H as a blank screen upon which the imagination can project scenarios. We wonder who H really is and what he actually wants. And we wonder whether his precise response to another heist shooting a bushel of robbers single-handedly while crooks use Bullet as human shield and H's partner, Boy Sweat Dave, sits in the driver's seat of the armored car, paralyzed with fear as a harbinger of heroic deeds to come, or the opening salvo in an inside man strategy that will reveal H as a monster of greed and bloodlust. Then the movie takes us to a different time and place, and then, 15 minutes later, to another time and place, and then another, always giving us additional information about H that will likely negate whatever take you had. This is less of a self-consciously clever Quentin Tarantino Guy Ritchie maneuver, and more in the poker-faced, unironic spirit of classic older films that inspired them, like The Killing and The Killers and Crisscross. Each narrative shift widens the movie's focus, until it becomes a panorama of sleaze and cruelty, democratically distributing its attention among a roster of men with faces that Humphrey Bogart could have punched. It's not a spoiler to say that H has a personal reason for what he's doing at Fortico, and that every one of his actions, no matter how seemingly ill-advised, contributes to his mission, whether he's baiting a co-worker at a bar, threatening another employee at gunpoint into answering some questions, or staring just a bit too long at the wall of ID badges where Fortico employees clock in and out. The completeness and sureness of the movie's aesthetic is a joy to behold, even when the images capture human beings doing savage things. You don't really root for anyone in this film. They are criminals engaged in contests of will. But the film is not a value-neutral exercise. There is an undertone of lament to a lot of the violent action. Every character made their bed and must lie it. More often than not, it's a deathbed. To download streaming videos for offline viewing, a third-party downloader is highly recommended. That is StreamFab.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it.